Yo, what the actual fuck is going on? We're gonna be going over penny stocks. We're gonna be dipping out a little bit early, so we're starting this around 11:30 a.m. Eastern time. So let's get right the fuck into it. We first have ADD ad. Don't want to add this piece of shit. We have a nice push here in pre-market, but we have the volcano of death right there. So stayed away from it. Low volume, under the intra 200. Faded it real good. Moving to ALBT. ALBT was a previous runner. Let's look at it real quick. Where's it at? Okay, I'm already on it. My B. So it ran on November 5th. Pre-market highs were 550. Then it also ran before that. On October 25th, highs were 650. So those are the two kind of key levels to get through. We have this kind of up and down pattern here. It's following a trend line. Overall in pre-market, I would say this flag right here is always solid if you miss entries down here. This kind of inside 5 flag, one of my favorite types of patterns. And then you're kind of risking off of this previous resistance here. But anyways, yeah, we have this trend line. It has a nice flag here again, hits that trend line, and also comes back down to 470, which was the November 5th highs at pre-market. Always good to add into stuff like that. We have the same flag, a little extended here, but this flag and this flag were both amazing. Good risk to reward there. It breaks through 708, comes back down, hits the daily 200 at 580, double tops in the pre-market high. I thought this thing could go, but we've seen instances of this week where things opening near highs, they just kind of hold a resistance point and then die off. This thing actually never got back to it, so it pushes here 650. Usually like CTNT and then also RKDA, kind of similar setups where they cup shape and then go. This thing never even got back to 650, so it's kind of weaker in general. Just lower high, even a lower high here. This candle officially killed it, holding 550, so it was still kind of okay. But then once this candle came in, I was kind of done looking at ALBT. Moving on. BBAI ran yesterday. This is kind of a grinder stock. Its high yesterday was 320. I don't really love day 2 moves. It's low volume, but it is near or above yesterday's high. You have some morning chop here, but this flag right here is pretty good right there. So, you know, not the best volume, but that was a good little push there. You have a 1 minute flag back to previous highs there, which is also good. You also have another flag here. Nice as well, holding over 340s. This is actually, for how dog shit the pre-market was, this is actually pretty decent price action here. Not really sure how it was moving during this, but in hindsight, trading good patterns here. And then I think there was a gap fill level to 375. Almost got there, so we'll see. CDIO also kind of ran yesterday, 46. Penny stocks have been kind of dog shit, but this is actually pushing right now. Holding over 51's previous highs. The volume here is ass. So to me, anything in here is like meh. I mean, it does hold it here, but adding into that is questionable. We do push back with volume. This would have been, I guess, maybe okay. We do have the daily 200 at 62, and that's also pre-market highs. And a bearish point that, actually, never mind. That's pre-market highs is up here at 65. We've seen a lot of double tops and then breaks of pre-market highs and then fades, so we'll see how much this goes. This was a nice flag right here to previous highs at 60 cents. It's currently putting in kind of like a cup and handle here over the daily 200. I could see this failing here, but I could also see this going up to like 70s and then coming back down. So we'll see what it does. GXAI. This bad bitch. Let's turn this down a little bit. GXAI, this one This is also a previous runner. 250 was highs here, November 14th. So 250 is kind of a key level. You know, it hits it, it comes back down, it's fading. I don't really love it here at open. It does kind of like a U pattern. It gets to the daily 200 at 230. We have a dip to 212, which is a gap fill level. It keeps pushing. It has a nice 1 minute flag here, the daily 200 to 230. But we're running into 250 pre-market high again. So tough there. Again, things near pre-market high have tend to be bearish. But this thing broke through and halted at 290. This is a nice fucking stick right here. Out of the halt, you kind of, you know, up down movement here, come back down. This is a great ad right here. I would have loved this candle right there. And then she pushes back up. She puts in a cup and handle type move here with the highs here at $3. This right here, this movement always. There's always a good chance that if it continues to break, get some good ads up here. So these are good ads as well. Riding the 19 EMA as well, and then hits to 360. Currently on its way back down. Kind of a volcano structure forming here. If I had to take a guess, this thing will probably consolidate over one of these levels. Maybe do like another push, but maybe not. Maybe it's cooked. Who knows? JFBR. This thing also ran a bunch of times. It's well under structure. I hate this one. The only thing this thing did was kind of a U pattern up to view up and then death. I mean, this is still a good move. 290 to 370. Fuck. I mean, I'll take that any day. Yeah, so anything that this far under the previous highs tends to be dog shit. So outside of a U pattern, I don't really see anything that I like. LEV, a weird ass one. Penny stock, previous highs 49, or previous 30-day highs here at 40, 49.50. It breaks underneath that. Volume's ass. Moving on. Okay, the Qs snuck back in today somehow. QBTS ran yesterday. This was also a previous runner. Look at this fucking ramp. Look at this fucking warped wall of death. Just straight up. That's crazy. Anyways, the high yesterday was 418. This thing consolidated underneath that level, broke it. Had a nice little flag right here. If this sort of came back down to 418, would have been a good kind of dip ad, but didn't even get that. Just started to ramp again. Double bottom flag right here. Who knows if that will hold, but nice level at 430. There's the gap level there. Moving to QUBT. QUBT, same thing, ran yesterday. This thing did have a nice flag here over those highs. I think 770 was the highs. Let's see. No, highs were 770 was still a daily pivot level, so that was a good flag right there. Another kind of U pattern, and then just ramp. So recycled names, I think they're less predictable, but one of the most predictable things about them is playing off of the daily levels, especially previous highs, daily levels, all that stuff. So nice to see that work as well. SATL, another one that ran yesterday. It's kind of at its all-time highs as well. I don't really love this pre-market action. It did hold it for a second over 380s, came back down, pushed it, and then faded again. The price action here is dog shit. The spread is dog shit as well. SMX, this thing ran a couple days ago, December 4th. Highs were 76. There's a huge gap level from like 40 to $1. This thing didn't get back to here 76 at open. If this thing got back to this area near open, it would have been better, I think. But a nice sideways action before the market opened. Push out of the gates, pre-market high, and then failed. I wouldn't be surprised if this thing ended up pushing at some point in December and kind of filling this gap. But again, who the fuck knows? SNOA, low volume runner. Nothing really here. UPC. This was my favorite one of the day. This one also ran previously down here. 263, 290 was where it kind of pushed to already. The daily looked nice. It was just kind of a clean sell-off. It was over kind of those previous highs at 260. The volume was good. The pattern recognition was really good. And what we get out of the open is this nice inside 5 flag. We have this downtrend here from 5 a.m. all the way to open. And these have been super strong. We've actually seen this pattern a lot during pre-market, and we don't see it a lot during open hours. The bullishness happened during open hours. This thing, nice push off the open. Once we break this downtrend and push far enough away, I added a lot down here. I added some here. Did not expect it to fully break, but this was a super nice bullish run right here. Yeah, so this inside 5 flag has been super powerful as far as momentum goes. Again, we break this downtrend. It comes back down to the downtrend and to the intra 200 and to pretty much close to the open level. But nice hold here, right there, and then just skyrocket into a halt. Into, what's it, pre-market highs? Pre-market highs here at 450, and like I said earlier, anything near pre-market highs has tended to be the pattern, the bearish signal to get the fuck out. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but we've seen a lot of this where we break pre-market highs and then fade back down. So, but this flag right here was money in the grave, as Rick Ross would say. And then it just kind of, unfortunately, did not hold and just fade all the way back down. So this thing is probably done. Who knows? We could see another push later in the day, but I doubt it. VSEE, a lot of people in Discord were, you know, had their dicks out for this one. I don't know why. We're under structure. It ran November 26th. You kind of have a lot of key levels to get through to get back to 354. We're not even close. If you took away the fact that it ran and had this structure, it looks okay. But usually these things fail, and this thing failed. Alright, moving into some weird-ass ones. VTYX. This is just a random popper. I don't know if there's news or whatever. Anytime you have random spikes midday, they like to usually hold the 190 EMA wave until they collapse. So this thing looks like it's on the verge of collapsing, but who knows. ZBAO, yeah. This thing was like an IPO over yearly highs. I tend to stay away from these types of tickers and this type of pre-market structure. Yeah, this thing just faded off a cliff. So I'm not really going to go over that. ZJK, similar to VTYX. I don't know what's going on here, and nor do I give a shit, really. Again, 190 EMA breaks it, fades. So just don't bag yourself, especially on the Friday. So that is going to fucking do it for today. This week has been super... I don't even know how to describe this week. I think this week was a mixed bag, but it was on the bull side. There was a lot of really good moves. There was a lot of chop here and there. It was just, you had choppy stocks, you had clean stocks, you had trash stocks, you had halt stocks. Definitely a mixed bag, but a lot of opportunities to make money, to say the least. So hopefully this market continues for the rest of the month. Going into January, into the new year. Yeah, so let's pray to the stock gods. Peace.